Hello Marvel Heroes fans, and to your Colossus friends, victory is ours, comrades. Yes, I've been waiting for Colossus to be awesome for a very long time, and recently here some review, some quality of life, a little bit of changes here and there, make him pretty nice to play. And I mean, finally, I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I know some of you know the comic book a lot better than I do, but I did enjoy reading, like the Break World comic with him and Shadowcat saving the world, her saving the world, and also towards the Avengers versus X-Men as well. One of the Phoenix 5 was Colossus. So I've been a big fan of Colossus, and since Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, as well as I hope, fingers crossed, Magic is going to be the last hero from this advanced pack 2. And I mean, there's a whole lot of reason why we should, I should play Colossus right now. So yeah, so when I first played Colossus, believe it or not, 2 years ago, it was a summoner build. Now, summoner back then was pretty much a joke, but I really wanted to, have Magic with me, really wanted to, or with him, I really wanted to lengthen the duration and so on. So I put in gear to make her almost 100%, uptime. But now you don't need to because there's team up. But that's fine. Besides the point, now it comes to the point whereby I really want to play this hero as what intended to be, which is more like a tank. So a lot of people ask, in the past to me, which is the best tank for Cosmic Patrols. There are many heroes these days, for melee hero especially, that they are doing very well in Cosmic Patrol. Just to name a few, like Thor, you've seen on the video, like Psylocke, you've seen it in the recent video. Those are doing pretty good in Cosmic Patrol. But I think Colossus is one of the beasts out there. I mean, he's one of the only heroes that can survive, say, Man-Ape, Body Slam, and after the Sphere, and still, it's just a bit of health left, but, he survived. But, he's not invincible. You still need to avoid certain things like the Mole Man, the spray, as well as the, say, when there's Mr. High, there's Enrage kind of affects, it one-shot everybody. So even when my health is, say, 59,000 for example, he will get destroyed anyway, one shot anyway. So, but that is just some of the scenario whereby he may not survive, but most of the time he's a breeze in Cosmic Patrol. So that is one of the reasons why I enjoy playing him a lot. And I also found that his voice acting is very good. That you can feel that personality inside, the accent, and so on. And the and his movement, yes, is a bit slow. Colossus is very heavy. You feel heavy playing him, but that's fine. It's authentic. The way that all the sound that come to it, like those sounds that like metal kind of, like everything is so metal. Even the punches are pretty slow, but punches pretty hard as well. Look at 294,000 hits, all right. And if once I do a signature, this will be increased to 368,000. These are really nice number to look at. You are looking at these punches that once it crit and brutal, it's really big number flying, and you feel really satisfied playing Colossus. So yes, he's not one of those heroes whereby agility is not his forte. You can't just visualize him as someone who's like a ninja jumping around, stealth and whatnot. He's not. He doesn't dodge. He's like a tank. He take it all. That's Colossus. All right. So I'm going to show you a few clips here and there on Colossus gameplay, more so on the Cosmic Patrol, because I think that is where he shines. And in fact, my gear for Colossus is very much a tank kind of gear. I have two costumes. One is on the health, another is on the crit damage rating. I'll talk a little bit about the gear later. So I'm going to show you a little bit of maybe I'm going to show you a few clips here and there in game, just to give you a feel of how he plays. Like, I'm going to talk about his build in depth. Fortunately, his build is pretty simple. And also show you some of the numbers as well towards the end for those who would like to stay on. And I think for those who are for some of you who really want to go into theory crafting and so on, you know, Colossus is one of those heroes that are pretty easy to model. So maybe you could start with him. You know, just testing your theory crafting skill and just compare notes with me and share ideas with me. All right. So next part of the video on the in-game you know, clips. Okay, I don't usually use Hood as the terminal because you know, it is not really a benchmark. But since I've got a legendary quest here, and it's really talking about his how his playstyle and so on. So you know, I think we should just take a look at Hood. Yeah, I mean, you know, something new to this channel. I seldom talk about Hood, and more to just you know, just show him how he plays like. And the I mean, you know, he's really fun and strong when it comes to like all these things that you know, if you want to, I mean, he does feel a little bit slow, I must say. All right, so this is the one shot, everybody dead. So yeah, I mean, he does seem a little bit slow, but I think he's all right. You know, you have to get used to him. I don't think I'll use him to farm terminal, to be honest. I mean, his specialty is really about the okay, so I'm taking Wolverine. His specialty is really about the Cosmic Patrol. All right, so you know, not really a fast kill here, more like just demonstrating what he can do, and the Cosmic Patrol, and a lot of bullets shooting him, and he's because of his skin. It's the steel skin, and sort of like very good at projectile reflection. And I'll show you some numbers later, you know, what I mean by that. So let's see one shot this guy. Yep. Okay, so let's go downstairs. I would like to collect some bounty as well. Now, who knows? The boots may drop, although I don't really need the boots this day. Okay, so you can summon Wolverine, but you have to see whether the power is enough or not, if the cooldown is there or not. So where's my team up? It's over there. Yeah, I mean, very relaxing. Jump over there. Titanic Slam. That one was. Alright. I've got Splinter. Just let me collect if you don't mind. So that is Wolverine and that is Magic. Alright. So yeah. So sometimes it does hit very strong. This guy is like a bull in a china shop. I think that's what he said. Okay, working my way through it, and I mean, you know, it really, all these things are so soft when it comes to Colossus. Titanic Slam, and that's it. Boundary is there, so I'm just going to a boss. Okay, right. Okay, signature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we just keep hitting. So I mean, you know, he doesn't really hit that hard. You know, I mean, he hit hard, but it doesn't kill that fast. If you've seen other hero, probably is faster than him. But like I said, I mean, I'm more inclined to build him like a melee. Oh, there's a dupe there that probably will give me nothing. Because nowadays the dupes are like, you know, I don't know. Let me see. Nah, I think he has escaped. All right, just let me just collect all these things, and the next part of it is probably a few more clips in the Cosmic Patrol. You guys probably won't let me off without doing a curse run, so I have to do one curse run for you guys and see. And I'm going to summon Wolverine and then summon Magic as well. And after that, I'm going to go in and face curse. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay, man, this is just pure punching and punching, all this very solid punch, and I mean, you know, I mean, it doesn't kill that fast, but it's very steady. Alright, very steady. So yeah, I mean, just a short clip on here and curse. Alright, curse wave. I can feel my jump of the curse. Let me summon Wolverine, and after that, okay, man, Magic. Okay, and signature. Alright, keep punching, keep punching. Yep. Alright, man. Okay, Titanic Slam and punch again. Get my buff here, so I have a very high chance of getting Jump the Curse here. So you can see it first time. Maybe I get out from here. Well, I mean, you do have to run away from a little bit of things, and sometimes you don't even know what hits you, you know, in this kind of environment. When you play melee especially, that's why melee is kind of hard in Cosmic Patrol, because it's very hard to see what hits you, alright? Okay, and after that I can summon Magic and Wolverine. Alright, so that is why I use that timer as a timer to do it. So where is one more boss? Okay, so Medikit. So do I see any jump the curse? No, of course not. Anyhow, get in there. Alright, back to back, you know, smite. And victory is our comrades. Just keep punching. Very easy. Yeah, I mean, you know, I hope we give you some idea of how, you know, Cosmic Patrol is like in this sort of environment. Alright, so yeah, no jump the curse, no. Right. Okay, Manip and me, I'm so ready to solo this guy, man. Alright, I think I'm one of the first one in, or maybe not. Alright, back to back. Whoa, I think I better. Okay, I know I said that I can eat it, but you know, why eat it unnecessarily, right? So good. Alright. Yeah, I got it again. Alright, man. So we have Loki coming in. That's about it. Next wave is not coming anytime soon. Just a 3 million after the 2 million Bruto. 2 million. So it's great. We've got Bruto everywhere. Colossus. For victory. Yeah, that's all. I can never see a necklace, by the way. Is it somewhere? Zoom in? Can't see. Where is it? Where is the necklace? No, never have it. Okay, Lady Deathstrike, boss wave. I'm gonna use signature. I'm gonna use an ultimate, so I'm going to use it here and look at the numbers flying. All right, so that's beautiful. All these big numbers flying in, and I hate Gordon the most. Alright, so yeah, so it's beautiful. Slam! See, all the red number coming in is beautiful. Alright, so blue eyes as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, use the signature, use the ultimate nicely when there are people around, and it works really nicely. Alright, very, very nice. Colossus tanking the whole thing. Well, at least that's how I see it. Okay, alright. Oh man, that's it. Beautiful. Everything is green. I hope you've enjoyed watching how he plays like in the game and have some idea of you know, kind of play style that may or may not suit you. To me, he's very steady. I know that I can always count on him on difficult situation to survive well, and his damage is kind of like, you know, very steady as well. In terms of burst, may or may not be there, but you know, I know that he is there, and I know that his ultimate is going to help everybody around him as well. So you know, he's a very, very dependable hero to have, just very much like the comic book and you know, the nature of Colossus itself. So that is very authentic. Now this part of the video is talk about the build and so on. So the first thing I'd like to share with you is the build. Now this build is very simple. I think I haven't gone to a number at first. And then I derived this build, and after that I went through a number to validate, and you know, the number tell me the same story as what I intuitively pick. So you know, if I can intuitively pick something, I'm sure you can too. So it is more to validate certain things that we have, and also just to talk a little bit about when to apply some power and so on, right? So if you look at all his, he's only have one spender really, you know, which is the Colossal Punch. Now Colossal Punch deal a pretty good damage on itself. It's not that great, but once you increase it with the health, because every 500 health you have 1%, that actually adds up pretty well. All right, I wish that the design of Colossus is to apply health to almost all of its power, because you know, when you talk about like Titanic Slam and everything, you just use his body. So you know, why not health being part of the, you know, equation? And just like, you know, how suit power works in Iron Man to convert the damage rating, same thing should have done for Colossus with his health. everything get pumped up, not just his punch. But never mind, let's stick with the punch. So this is a very good power to have. And then after that, the fissure, which is like damage over time. It's very nice damage over time. It's actually a front cone area like this. So you could actually apply a few of them. Depending on, it has a very nice front cone and so on. So this is the fissure, and it lasts for 8 seconds as well. So do take that in mind. So that is a very nice power to have. Now, as for Demolition Storm, which is something like this one is very nice. It applies vulnerability debuff. But the number itself doesn't really show up that high. So I think in the past, about 2 years ago, this is one of the bread and butter as well, because we don't have other options to really layer on top of whatever you have. So this could, in the past was one of the area damage, clear all the mobs, and it's nice to max it. But now you look at the number. I'll show you the number later for those who would like to stay on. It is really about just applying vulnerability. It's not about anything else. And also with the area damage, it opens up the unique proc as well. Because when you look at one of the unique item, when you do a area damage, you proc certain things. So that is a nice opener, and that's it. 1 point is enough. And after that, this is a very nice. The crushing smite is beautiful. So what happened is that it has an execute function to it. If a target is missing a lot of health, then you deal higher damage. So on its own, beginning is all right. It's not that great. But once you pass the midway point, then things become pretty good. So on average, net is a good power to have. And also, it also have other things like restore spirit as well as plus damage for the remaining armor. So in conjunction with some other power I'm going to show you later, this armor is the one that for my Colossus most of the time is full. So I'm able to get a lot of those plus damage, plus execute or whatnot. So this is a pretty good thing to have, and so max it and use it to so-called on your rotation and so on. So that is very nice. All right, and and then you probably have to max this one as well, because this gives you the damage rating buff, as well as the crit hit and brutal strike rating. So that is very nice. Whether the damage versus you, kind of thing, it really depends. If you solo, it makes sense. But if you are in a group environment, you probably, the boss may or may not targeting you. So, you are taking the 3-3-2 rather than, double of it. But for solo, it's very nice. All right. Now, then this is a Titanic Slam. It's wonderful because it reset the cooldown of Crushing Smite. And so this one, you can do a back-to-back Crushing Smite, and it restores quite a fair bit of spirit and whatnot as well. So what usually, if your timing is good, you can line this up like after your Crushing Smite, you can do a Titanic Slam, and after that do a Crushing Smite again. You do it fast enough, both will be reset at the same time. So you can do back-to-back Crushing Smite for every Titanic Slam you have, and therefore you further buff the damage DPS for this in your rotation skill set. All right, so it's important to use these two together side by side, making sure that once you reset Titanic Slam, do it immediately, because you want those two to come off cooldown at the same time. And then meanwhile, keep applying the 8-second Demolition Storm. Sorry, this is a 6-second and this is a 8-second. So yeah, I mean, something you need to so-called account all this power. But I usually just use the 7-second, this 8-second cooldown. I mean, I missed 2 seconds, but so what? I can't really work this into that like 100% uptime. It has animation as well, animation cost. So yeah, so that is a Titanic Slam. Okay, the signature is wonderful. It has a quite a rather big damage out, and then after that, it buffs your health as well. Now, because this power buff health by quite a fair bit, especially when you're close to rank 50, which I'm close to rank 50, your Colossal Punch is going to be very hard hitting. So what I usually do, depends on your rotation, but for like in a more raiding environment, I would start with all this mumbo jumbo first and do a back-to-back Crushing Smite, because you don't want to mess up this thing. And after that, I use a raw, and then I just keep punching for a while. Although this buffed me for 6 seconds, I think it's around, if I continue punch this guy, it will be about time to reapply this too. So you won't miss the opportunity, because this one buff only one power, which is this power, because it increases your health, and health is, you know, buffing the punch, the colossal punch. So use this one and this one, all right? And then, you know, don't use this one while you are mixing with this guy, unless you are running Cosmic Terminal, whereby you don't care. I mean, anyway, everything is going to be dead, you know, defeated in maybe 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 40 seconds, so who cares? But for raiding environment, if you want to maximize your DPS, my suggestion to you is to make sure that these two are side by side. Now, so that is fun part of it. Let's talk about the other two passive, all right? So I'm a big fan of health, because when it comes to Cosmic Terminal, Cosmic Patrol, every ounce of health, you know, help, especially when you are in a melee form. So I would prefer to max the Bulwark of Steel, all right? I know some of you may just would like to put 1 point in it and put something else somewhere, maybe max this one instead. But that's your choice, because if you run Cosmic Terminal, yes, you do not need that much health or that much defense, because, you know, Cosmic Terminal are pretty easy. But when it comes to other content, then you may want to, you know, activate another power set and use a max health instead. How about this one, the Osmium Skin? I think more important than health and defense to me is actually the projectile deflection, because when it comes to those Cosmic Patrol environment, when there's a lot of things shooting against you, those are projectile damage, you know, and if you play many heroes, you realize that those heroes that are with a very low projectile deflection chance usually feel a little bit fragile when it comes to those environments, or even in Mordok Terminal when there's a lot of like a mob shooting against you. So I value this one a lot, but also value health. But you know, so whatever point dumper, dump it in, and because when you deflect projectile, you gain spirit as well. So yeah, I mean, you know, so this is a very nice, and it restore armor as well. So this is a very nice to have. But do experiment how many points you want to invest in it. Really entirely up to you. You may say, oh, I don't care, right? I put 1 point here, 1 point here. I have my Demolition Storm, and I put the rest of it on my pet. Maybe, or you want to shift these two onto your pet, also can. Your choice, all right? So just some tips to you, but this one has been working really well for me when in a Cosmic Patrol environment. After a long day of work, sometimes I don't really, you know, want to be so stressed up by the Cosmic Patrol, all right? When it comes to the aura, there are two that I value. One is the Battle Cry. The other is also, you know, Vanguard Aura. So one of them, I use it for Cosmic Patrol, which is this one. Cosmic Terminal, I use it for this one. So if I need power, I use power. If I need more health, I use the other one. So that is basically it, because it give us, you know, team buff. All right, team buff is important. Don't need to max it. Don't waste your points. All right. Then you have the Fastball Special, as well as the Magic, the Bond of the Bloodline. Okay, so although there's one unique item that can buff summon allied damage, I really don't think Colossus is a summoner. No matter how hard you want it to be, because there is no specialization. There's no buff whereby you can, like, you know, like Dr. Doom or Rocket Raccoon, whereby I say, okay, I want to maximize my pet somehow. You know, there's no such thing. It doesn't work that way, not for Colossus. So 1 point is sufficient to gain the team buff, because when you solo, Fastball Special is important against the Cosmic Terminal bosses, because it gives you power. And when it's in a Cosmic Patrol, Bond of the Bloodline is helpful because it gives you the health regen. So both are very nice. And the well, unfortunately, oh, by the way, this is a crowd control breaker. I always have it in my action in my hotkey. So unfortunately, I cannot put those two into the hotbar. So I really wish that Gazillion could have combined these two into one, because, you know, I have to summon this one and this one as well. So may as well, while summoning this Wolverine, magic just come up on my side, right? What's so difficult about it? I don't know, but it didn't work that way. And then if you put everything to hotkey, you won't be able to monitor the cooldown. You will not be using it. So I put one of them inside here and use it as the timer guide to hotkey to the other one. So I have F1 as my charge, F2 as my crowd control breaker, and F3 as my Wolverine. That's it. Woo. That's it, you know. So that is my, then after that I'll summon this one. And I'll use this one as a counter for the other one because I can't monitor the Wolverine timer, alright? So I hope that is useful in terms of the build. And if I put back all my gears, and I'm going to talk about the gear, and it will look something like this one, all right? So I'm just going to put back all my gear, and I'm going to talk about my gears, all right? So where should we start? Because I value health, I picked these two. One is the the Crimson Crystal of Sitorak. Another one is the White Suit Jacket. The White Suit Jacket can give you close to 2,000 health. So I value health. And since I have some lying around, it's not really a high roll for damage rating, but that's fine. It's Colossus, and then Ziggurat is like a poor man kind of like artifact that it can be pretty awesome for those who doesn't want to put in the Gem of the Curse or Hand of Doom for all the heroes. So alternatively, if you really love your Colossus to be a DPS kind of like, not a tank, but more a DPS kind of hero, I would suggest to use Gem of the Curse, I would suggest to use a Gorilla Nicholas, I would suggest to use the Hand of Doom, among other things that you can find better than this one. This one is like a baseline, right? You can easily beat me in terms of kill time. So that's why I'm not too worried about kill time when it comes to the Cosmic Terminal. I'm more building him like a tank, all right? In terms of Medallion, this one, the roll is so-so as well. You can see that there's room, about 60 damage rating, which come up to just about more than 1% of damage rating. I always enjoy Cursed Medallion for melee hero because of the crit as well as the brutal. Damage model is always normal damage multiplied by the whatever crit and brutal you have. So whenever you have the two of them, it's always the best. So Curse is the best for all the melee hero. There are many options out there. If you really want to build him as a tank, I would suggest maybe Kingpin. Kingpin has I think more than 1,000 health additional to him. You could use Shocker as well if you don't have either one, or you can use Tombstone as well. It has melee part of it, so there's quite a lot of options when it comes to Colossus Medallion. So feel free to pick anyone that you enjoy or you have. All of them, good news is that all of them are very easy to farm. Kingpin, Curse, and also Shocker. These are all terminal bosses, very easy to farm. All right. In terms of the legendary for grade 70. If you are just talking about DPS, so you forget about whether tanky or not, you would pick a Gungnir for grade 70. For grade 80, you would pick an Axe. It will give you the best result for Axe. Best investment for your Audemars. Now, Excalibur is not going to do as much damage as the Gungnir, grade 70. This is one of the choices I've made in the past, before I was any wiser, just reading guides randomly here and there. And but I do enjoy the fact that there's a health return. Although 200 health is not really a lot. You think about it, if you have a core, you get 400, right? So what is 200? So that is very little. I wish the Excalibur was more awesome in terms of rank 5, but it is what it is. So I would suggest if you want to go for DPS, pick a Gungnir. If you want the grade 80, pick an Axe. But if you want something more tanky, want a little bit more health regen, this one is not bad as well because it has some kind of defense, some kind of health. But Gungnir would probably be the better choice, alright? And after that, rank-wise, just pick something that with melee, crit damage, spirit, I mean, you know what to do. And if you really like him, you can have one of the ICP unique ring as well. In terms of unique-wise, his uniques are fine. You can just use all his uniques, so, the rolls are all here. So I've got quite a nice roll. Colossus is one of the heroes whereby it's very rewarding to farm. So during the farm gear 4, during the during the Midtown Madness on Monday, get your friends or call me, then we all go in there and you can farm as you like, for all these boxes and so on. Why is it so? Because a lot of items has quite a high kind of like health, and those are really nice when it comes to that. All right. In terms of the cosmic core, pick anything that makes sense to you. 25 is nice. 25 is nice. 25% health, 100 spirit is nice, because you do need the med kit to maintain the spirit cost. He's actually using quite a bit of spirit, not that high, but quite a bit of spirit when it comes to Colossus. So this could be useful if you don't want to do with any basic power. I would suggest to you, and you can have the other one as well. So I have another one, health costume, no invulnerability core, but that's fine. It's Colossus. You don't need it. He's strong. All right. Then when it comes to insignia, try something on DPS side if you can. So crit damage rating is good, buy some health as well. So why not? All right. So that is the thing. And the pet is this one as well. So pet is also very nice. I use it for all my non-summoner. So now before I forgot, his ultimate is a very nice ultimate. It can protect all your allies. To be immune to crowd control. So that is and also giving them negating certain kind of incoming damage, and that is very useful. And it buff for 20 seconds. So you can sit there right and in the middle of action, do your ultimate, everybody will be protected, don't need to run around too much. All right, so that is very important. And the I thought I give you some idea, and I think because all hit become brutal, because I would save the signature before I call the ultimate, because you don't want to blow your signature after that. You want to use the ultimate, but then you don't have, because this one has a quite a burst, and if that become ultimate, then it become brutal. Is very nice. So whatever you hit is brutal. So time yourself. Where do you want to use? When do you use it? So this one will go along with this one very well. All right. So I thought I know it's very simple to play Colossus, but I would like to just cover all ground so that you can really enjoy playing Colossus. All right. Now, in terms of Omega system, it's going to be very straightforward, like many that, I think you guys have seen it so many times, all right? So when it comes to Omega system, 10 points on spin tag, all right? And the 3 and 6 for the health and health regen, 5 points on the, super soldier serum for the 5 strength, and then 5 here as well for, more physical damage on base, then 13 on Shadow King, because, he does need a little bit help on the crit kind of size. I think he's just about 50% crit, at least for my build. I'm sure you can do better. Then 5 points here with some kind of health as well, very nice. And then 5 points on guild suppression for the brutal, and then 5 points on tactical neuro implant for a little bit of crit, a little bit of crit damage rating. And after that, remaining point dumps here. My favorite tree, 6 points here. Gain a little bit of crit damage rating. 9 points here for fighting, 4 points here for a little bit brutal strike, a little bit of brutal health regen as well. In terms of hero synergy, nothing out of ordinary. I picked something that is more on the physical damage side, and I run out of things to pick, and I say, yeah, why not I get more health from help. It gave me about 600 more, I think, which is all right. So yeah, so that's all that I'd like to talk about the Omega system and the build, and now talk about the number itself. I think just to go a little bit slowly here. So what you usually do is take off all the gear, reset power, make sure no synergy, no team up gear as well, because that will affect what you're having. And after that, take down the number, the average of them, the average, and look at the attack speed as well, because the attack speed will then generate the damage per second. So I always start with the basic power, because that is my benchmark. 20,000 is around there, most of the hero. And I also always look for ways to exploit the system if I can, right? So that is usually what I do. So I look at the one that maybe I look at a single spanner first. Now on its own, like I say, 28,000, 29,000 is actually very, very low as a melee. Usually the number I've seen is about 33, 34, 35, and sometimes up to 45 as well, depending on what hero, but that is how the DPS is very low here. but because of the health that augment this one, so you add about 60% with my gear. I think I have about 60%. So with that, it get pumped up to be quite say if this one is 60% times 1.6, then it comes up to be 40 something thousand. So yeah, I mean so that is in line with what we have with other heroes. So that's why I usually compare with what I know, because I can feel it. I can feel the numbers, right? So when it comes to cooldown, everything cooldown, right? It's around 10k range. So things like Crushing Smite give me this number on the 50% execute. Now actually, this one I think is a little bit more as well. Let me see. Sorry. This one is a little bit. Crushing Smite is this power here. Alright, so I have to count the remaining armor, so I've got another 50% out of it. But never mind, I mean, the number will get even better for this one if you can execute. Even without execution, it's about 10k. So with execute, it's even more than that. So that is the number that I usually decide whether I should pick a power or not. Is see whether it's within the range that what I want. Demolition Storm is of course, if you work into rotation of 8 seconds, it's not going to be pretty. And even if you do a 6 second, if you really manage to do 6 seconds, not really great. So I wouldn't really max it in a sense. So yeah, I mean, but of course you always look at this total power when you compare, this one versus this one. Am I losing DPS or whatnot? Usually that is what you do. But yeah, I wouldn't advise maxing it. And Fisher is another 10k damage over time. So that is again aligned with my kind of like expectation. A little bit low, but lower than I thought, yeah. And then after that, you have Titanic Slam, which is with 100% armor, give you about 11,000. Again, it's around that range, right? 8,000 is around, cooldown power usually about 8,000. Damage over time is about 10,000 when it comes to the, how Gazillion seems to design the game. And after that, the signature, usually signature is not a very good, damage per second DPS on the entire rotation due to long cooldown, but it's a nice burst damage. Now, another thing interesting to see is the Siberian Express, because I think in the past, a lot of people enjoy using it. Siberian Express and the Steel Cyclone, interestingly, having the same kind of DPS. Basically, you can see a number, they're basically the same. They cause the same spirit, use the same kind of, so why even have it? I don't know. I mean, this one doesn't even compare against this one. So, but I guess it's more for fun kind of thing. If you do a normal I think you could just do a Siberian Express on anything that you see, anything that moves. So I don't know, maybe it's interesting to you. So yeah, I mean, that's all the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know any question on Colossus and so on. Let me know whether you are as excited as I am when it comes to Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde, as well as the magic. All right, see you next time. Bye.